Here's my message for today. It's all about knowing yourself better, and in particular, in this session, knowing your mind. Let's begin by speaking about consciousness. Often I ask you to center in beingness, in consciousness. Where do you center? Centering in the physical body is centering in the gut, and root, and sacral area. That's how you center in the physical body. Centering in your emotional being is centering in the heart. The emotional being is connected to your soul being. So when you want to come into a heart-centered focus, a soul-centered focus with your heart, you center in the chest area. And for those of you who can feel the center of your emotional being, it's exciting when you can center there and channel love through your whole being. When you want to channel actively into the body, you have to connect that heart center to the gut. The gut is the center, the brain center of the body. Energetic brain. So you center in the heart, and then you come into the gut. When you center in the heart, there is gentleness. If you're centering lovingly, not with aggression. Sometimes I see some of you center in the heart, but you want to move the hand so quickly. Hands are connected to the heart. That's why we hug, that's why we shake hands. But gently and lovingly, there must be a smile in your face. It need not be a grin, but a gentle smile. Centering in the heart and centering in the body is excellent for healing. But you cannot center actively in the heart nor the gut. If you don't know how to center in the mind, why do we consider the mind to be superior? Do you know why? The mind is the center of the most powerful part of you. The ego, the intellect, and the thinking and visualizing mind. So you need that for direction, navigation. So the heart without a mind is blind. Emotional being without that intelligence of reasoning, discrimination, it's blind. And mind without a heart is said to be lame. It'll move. But how will it move? Will it move in flow? Will it carry the body in flow? No. So you need a sattvic mind, an understanding mind, a wise mind to guide the heart, to bring the best out of the heart, and guide the gut to bring the best out of the body. Let's stay with the mind being so pivotal. You have an ego mind You have a reasoning mind, you have a visualizing mind, and you have a thinking mind. Now do you see how important that is? Ego mind is identity maker. When you play the roles, you use ego. The fatherly role, the brotherly role, the sisterly role, the friendly role. You're using ego, negotiating role. So if you don't learn to use that ego mind properly, you're going to be in big trouble. And the ego mind needs a good reasoning mind. Because the ego without reason is like Hulk in this space, pure animal. And you can imagine ego without proper discrimination will be wild in its thinking and imaging. So the mind has to really be in order before you engage heart and before you engage heart is passion and before you engage God. So the mind is the most important part of us. That's why the Bible says wisdom is the greatest thing. Therefore seek wisdom. And with all that getting, get understanding. These are words from the Bible. And the Hindus, the moment they see the sun, the physical sun, they pray with the Gayatri mantra. Oh, inner light. As I look at the outer light, I'm asking you the inner light, the transcendent light, to cleanse my being and illumine my mind. Those are the words of Gayatri. I meditate on you, O transcendent light. Tat savitur varenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi. It says, clean my mind, illumine my mind. Dhiyo yuna prachodayat. Wisdom, understanding. That is the most important thing. That distinguishes the wise person from the animal. Not that you're an animal. You inhabit the body of a primal creature, an animal. The human species is an animal. It has an animal instinct, reptilian brain makeup, that in low consciousness you operate like a reptile. So in low consciousness, our mind is preoccupied with the root area and sacral area. Low consciousness. Hence we meditate to lift the consciousness, to move the consciousness. And history shows you the periods of brutality, low consciousness. Hindus call it the Kali Yuga. And it shows you the more advanced yugas, where more soul consciousness is expressed. Of course, the Satyuga is where pure soul consciousness expresses itself, even through the animal, but it brings out the best in the animal creature. And you know it. You could make a pet so transformed that the pet becomes even more sattvic than human beings. And the pet will even die for you if trained well. We too can transform this human animal to do exactly the same. You want to train pets? What about training this one? It's an animal. There's reproductive instinct, survival instinct, beastly instinct, territorial instincts. You see it among leaders even. When you go back to history, you see some of these leaders who were so brutal. animal instinct. They have a soul that is completely divine, but in low consciousness. You can't even blame them. That's the play of life, the yugas. In low consciousness, the beast is expressed. But the beauty of this yuga we're in, you have the opportunity to rise beyond the beastly consciousness. So you need more mental consciousness, more sattvic mental consciousness, consciousness of equanimity, balance. Only that kind of consciousness will be able to express the right emotions through this creature. Express the right energies through the body. And I want to tell you, if you don't improve your consciousness in a lifetime, and it stays just in the two lower areas, reproductive instinct and total survival instinct. When you leave this body, you can't even go to the higher lokas, the higher realms. That same place that Christ said, in my Father's house there are many mansions, I go prepare a place for you. No guru or Sadguru can prepare a place for you if you remain in low consciousness. So you have the opportunity to ascend these lokas, to visit these planes whilst you're in this human body, and even whilst you're in a dark yuga. It is just that in the darker yugas, the spirituality is less and the groups are smaller and more hidden. But they exist. Balance will always exist. So hence you need to really understand who you are. You're a soul, a divine soul, operating in a human creature with such instincts that, oh my God, can be destructive as a bull in a china shop. So this is why I coach you, I guide you, I stay with you, just to protect you from you. Just to protect you from you. That's why in the prayer of togetherness, from the Upanishad we say, Om Sahana Bhavatu. May we be protected together in the divine. Om Sahana Bhunaktu. May we be nourished by the pranas of the divine. Together. This is a togetherness prayer. Sahaviryam Karavavahe. May we be strengthened in the divine together. Tejasvi Tamastu. May our knowledge become pure. Full of light. Ma Vidvisha Vahai. May we stay together always in the divine. That's my commitment to you. A channel to help you to go to that space of the masters. So you have to learn how to use the mind. There's so much to say, but I don't want to say everything today. And I try to tell you as much as you can understand and appreciate. No need to give you big, long, lengthy lectures and quarter of it you understand, or only a fraction. No. I prefer to stay with you in the energetic field, work with you in the subtle field until you begin to see the light more and more. But suffice to say that it is coming more and more into witnessing. that will help you to see the ego at work. The most dangerous one is the ego operating in low consciousness, in ignorance. So the most important thing is learning to witness with the guidance of a master. To witness, to witness, to witness, to witness more and more of all that you are. To witness the human experience. To witness the subtle energies at work when they're awakened within you. To witness how the emotions and the mind work. And to stay with the witnessing and stay with this desire, this intent to grow more conscious and see more. That should be your greatest desire, like the Gayatri Mantra would pray. Please open my mind, my intellect, my mental being. Open it up, shine your light on it. You need to see the intricacies of the mind, the plays of the ego, and detach from it as much as you can. And that's where Guru's help is required. And Guru is always there. The true Gurus are called Avinashi, ever living. You can access them in a moment. On the inside, and if you're fortunate or blessed on the outside. But witnessing, the art of observing, the art of being more conscious, and centering deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper inside. And the worst is, when you begin to believe in those ignorant people, who seem to be wise. Oh my God. That's the worst. The blind being led by the blind. So you need to be very careful. Whenever you're being led by someone evolved, you will grow in consciousness. You'll become more and more sattvic. You'll become more and more loving, more compassionate, more kind, more forgiving. And if you're guided by those with ego, you're going to become just like them. Partial, complaining, blaming everybody. Living in separation. No. You see it in the world today. It's so sad to see that. Although we have enough food on this planet to feed everybody, look how many people across the world are starving. Even though in nature's pharmacy we have all the medicine, you cannot get to it. Pharmaceuticals are in charge. The giants. The corporate giants. You don't even know that you're being fleeced. You're being robbed. Nobody has exclusive bounty to what nature has given. Nobody. It's free for all. But if you're fortunate to have a little plot of land, grow food. Because you can't trust what you're getting outside. Grow the herbs. Grow the medicines. But first, understand them. Because wolves can come in sheep clothing, and they will sell you the wrong herbs. So be careful. Be careful. It's not an easy world. But if you pray for wisdom, wisdom will come. Seek and you shall find. Knock and shall be opened to you. Know that the universe is gracious, and if you seek, you'll be guided. Protect yourself. So this is my Sunday's message to you. Have an amazing day, everyone. My wish is that we all stay centered in that divine, no matter what we do. And keep that prayer in your heart of togetherness. Even if you cannot remember the words, intent is more important. Have a blessed Sunday, everyone. Namaskar.